What's up? You excited to talk about cancer? I know I'm excited to talk about cancer. I've got boundless energy, my heart's racing, my face is kind of flushed, my skin's dry, I'm hungry, I'm a little bit irritable, I haven't slept well. Now that I think about it, these are just the side effects of the steroids that I'm taking to mitigate the side effects of the cancer treatment that I'm on. So let's start there. Let's talk about cancer. If you don't know me, my name is Mike Lynn, and I'm a stage 4 metastatic melanoma patient. I've been living with advanced cancer for nearly 7 years. This is my third time doing treatment. I had one diagnosis 6 years ago, 2 recurrences within the last 2 years. And I make these videos to help with my own mental health as an outlet, and also to connect with cancer patients and their loved ones to kind of broaden the conversation about living with this fucked up disease. In my last video, I gave a kind of update about where I'm at physically. We did my first set of scans and they came back clean. I am technically cancer-free at the moment, which is awesome. I don't know if I necessarily qualify that as, full remission, because I have to do 9 more months of treatment before we really see if I can have a durable remission on my own. But still, great place to be. I talked about that a little bit last time. I did end the video with me being very itchy for a month straight. And I'm on the steroids I mentioned now because of that. When I talked with my oncologist about it, he kind of brought up that while being itchy and having skin side effects wasn't a predominant side effect of Braftovi and Mektovi, I'm 7 years into being a cancer patient. I've done 3 different kinds of treatment, including 2 different immunotherapies, and now this stuff, I'm basically just a big old science project. And I kind of like that. I think there's so much unknown within the physical portion, let alone the mental portion of being a cancer patient, that when things go wrong at this point in time, I'm just going to go, science project. It's kind of my new rejoinder. And right now, steroid irritability be damned, the science project is happy and calm in a big picture sense, which is pretty rare, especially during active treatment. It's not just that I've been doing this for 7 years and I have experience, so I know what to expect, and it's not just that I have a great medical team, it's that I have great support all around. And this time, it's my family and my friends who have really been propping me up, and I'm super, super appreciative of that. More specifically, my heart is very full because I just hosted my college reunion, really a house reunion. When I was in college, I lived with 10 of my best friends for 2 years, and we have remained close ever since. We've done an annual reunion for the last 12 years running, and we all get together and stay in a big house that we rent and act like idiots. And as time has gone on, we've kind of added more and more to the reunion. We've added family because we've gotten married or people have long-term partners. There are now kids involved. And basically, it is a fun way for all of us to catch up on how life is, because we're very busy people. That's what happens. And, it's hard to maintain adult friendships, but we do a great job, generally speaking. And this reunion, for me, especially as the planner, is kind of the culmination of that. And I'm really proud to, put it on each year, and it means a lot to me. And this year, it was especially great. And while I don't often give finite details or intimate details about my personal life, usually it's more of an overview about how cancer has affected some of these things in the big picture, I think it's worth talking about this event specifically because these are the people closest to me. This is my chosen family. In fact, my brother's part of the group, so my actual family is included in there. And they've all had their lives affected by my diagnosis, some more than others, but I think having a friend diagnosed with serious cancer at 30 has to affect these guys in some way, and I know they've stressed about me and they've cared for me. And it also acts as a litmus test for me personally, because I don't want to be cancer guy. I want to live my life as Mike Lynn, who just happens to have cancer, and that's really, really hard. But, whenever I get to talk with these guys and bounce ideas off them and kind of see where I'm at in life, it gives me more hope that I actually can live a semblance of a normal life, and cancer is just a detail or a portion of it. And when I say cancer guy, that's an expression I use to describe the kind of mode that I get in when I am in a cancer diagnosis or in treatment or stressing about it, and where it dominates my brain, and all of a sudden I can't have any sort of conversation, whether it's with my best friends or a stranger or my parents or anything. I can't have a conversation without relating everything to cancer. It's the first thing that'll come out of my mouth. Someone will say, "How's it going?" And I'll be like, "Well, I'm in cancer treatment," and it's just debilitating. It's just, you see people, just their face drains, and they're like, it's hard for people to have these conversations. Granted, the people very close to me now, they know this about me. They know that I need to get this off my chest. Hell, this is why I started this YouTube channel eventually, or why I kept making videos. I realized this is such a good outlet. This is an appropriate venue for it. But when you're hosting 20 plus of your best friends and you want to have a good time, it's not exactly when you just want to yammer on about your cancer diagnosis and the treatment. Granted, it got brought up here and there. It wasn't a taboo subject, but, we talked about it. I gave details. I shared my hopes and my fears and where I'm at. And then we hung out like normal. I spent an entire weekend, hanging out with my friends and partying. And, we all drink a little bit less these days, especially me on account of the stuff that I'm doing. But it felt very, very like years in the past when I didn't have cancer. It felt safe. And so I know some of these fine people are watching, so I love all of you, and thank you for participating every year and putting up with me as cancer guy and also as Mike, because I'm a ludicrous human being in either mode. So thanks, I love y'all. I referenced hopes and dreams a second ago, the thoughts that I shared with my friends over the weekend, and I'm going to share some of them with you right now, because realistically the mental health component of cancer is what I can control the most. I mean, I'm 3 months into treatment right now with clean scans, and I'm 7 years into being science project, and things are going pretty well. I mean, in spite of the diagnoses and how serious this is and how much it's affected me physically, my prognosis is pretty good. And I have 9 more months of active treatment, which I'm sure will have fluctuations physically. I'm sure I'm going to have to take steroid packs like I'm taking right now, but the forecast seems okay there. And it's the mental health side of things that I really need to lock in, because I've seen how it gets when it gets bad, and I don't want to be that person. And I think another thing that's allowed me to be calm and happy and regain a sense of self recently is that because I'm settling in, you know, I'm 7 weeks out from surgery and I'm a few weeks removed from having rhabdo, which really messed me up physically. I'm able to get some routines in my life that are healthy again. I'm able to play basketball consistently, and I've started to ramp up like my work that I'm doing in a professional sense, and I'm starting to socialize more. And these things make you feel like you're living rather than existing. And also, I don't want to, just say these things without acknowledging how lucky I am. Every single time I've gotten cancer, there's been these horrible, stressful periods, and I've gone through significant physical and mental trauma, but I've kind of made it out with my physical vitality and my mental acuity, and I know that that's not always the case for a lot of cancer patients. And it's not like if you're a cancer patient and you're watching this and you have been affected, I'm trying to rub it in. I have all the empathy in the world. I really do. And the goal is that as we go on and on in developing cancer treatment, that there's going to be more and more people who can get back to living a normal life. That's all we all want. But I know that I'm lucky right now to have any semblance of that. But because things are going well right now, because I'm not stressed, because I'm happy, I can kind of like breathe a little bit now that I'm 3 months into this diagnosis, and the variables are a little bit more finite. This is a good place for me to reflect. I think some of the best mental health work that I do comes from a position of strength. I mean, for example, I'm going to therapy right now, which I don't often do. I'm not a big therapy person, but the way I approach it is I like to go when I'm feeling good, because I think I'm going to get the most out of that. Therapy is more like a tool that gives you other skills that you can use in predicaments when you find yourself being lost in your own head or in tough mental health spots. And I think that I learn best when I'm happy and calm. And applying that framework or that notion to this moment right now, I think it's a good time to assess why I've been able to be calm or happy for the last couple of weeks, when realistically speaking, when you're in active cancer treatment or you're stressed about cancer in general, it's hard to be present, let alone think about the future. And I think the reason I've had success recently is because I've decided that what I'm going to do is include normal people things in my future. I'm not just going to say, well, I have to fight for my life to get through cancer treatment. That's true in some sense. I mean, you are in a constant state of survival. The fight or flight, it's strong all the time. But I've gotten better at kind of quieting that down and saying, okay, let's plan as though I'm going to live, because the alternative, the stress that I put on myself when I just, shell up and say like, oh man, like, you become a nihilist when you say, why would I focus on anything that is material for my future when cancer is inevitably going to kill me? I just don't think that's healthy, even if it's inescapable at times. I smiled a little bit as I said normal, because one, I was never normal to begin with, and two, this isn't normal for me. This is new normal. It's always going to be new normal. It's going to be impossible to live my life without the specter of cancer and or having it affect me and the people I care about. But the takeaway for today is that I have people that I care about, and reciprocally they care about me. And I feel really lucky to be sitting here 3 months into treatment, being able to hang out with them and talk about how supportive they are and how overall the situation is looking pretty okay. So if you're a cancer patient or you're taking care of someone who has cancer, acknowledge how good that is. If you have support, it's important to thank the people in your life who give it to you. So thanks to my friends and my family and you guys for being supportive and for watching this. I'm gonna wrap it up here, but this has been a good 3-month update, and I hope to give you guys more good updates. So stay tuned, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.